everyone, my name is Ryan McDowell, and this is a TIE Fighter. TIE in TIE Fighter stands for Twin Ion Engine, and we first saw this in 1977 in George Lucas's original Star Wars. So, an ion engine at the time had been discussed but was never implemented. However, 20 years later in 1998, the Deep Space One was the first spacecraft to use ion propulsion. Now, how does ion propulsion work? What is it? Let's start with the first word, ion. We're going to start with a neutrally charged atom, most likely xenon because it's the heaviest and it's really useful. And we're going to take an electron and shoot it really fast at the xenon so that when they collide, the xenon releases an electron and becomes a positively charged ion. And then this ion is in a chamber, and one wall of the chamber is going to be negatively charged and porous, which means that it has little tiny holes called apertures. So now we have a negatively charged wall and a positively charged ion, and since opposites attract, the ion's going to shoot at the porous wall and then shoot out the other side, causing the spacecraft to move forward. Pretty cool, huh? The reason this works is because of a bunch of Newton's laws. The first one is that objects in motion will stay in motion, and that's the law of inertia. Because the xenon has high velocity and high mass, when it's at the wall, it's gonna keep going and shoot out the other side. The other thing that helps us is that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So when the xenon shoots out one side, it will cause the spacecraft to move forward. Let's go back to our TIE Fighter. This thing is a pretty accurate example of ion propulsion for it being 1977. If you turn it around and look at the back, you can see the little places where the ions come out of the jet and push it forward. And these on the sides are solar panels that provide the power to shoot the electrons at the ions and charge the plate. The only issue is that ion propulsion is meant for slow and sustained propulsion, but these babies in the movie are really fast, and that will not come from an ion engine. So there must have been some other propulsion pushing this forward. Unfortunately, ion engines are not practical on Earth because it won't work in the presence of other ions. So I'm sorry, you cannot make your car a TIE Fighter. But it really does work in the vacuum of space. So Luke, it's pretty cool how something from a science fiction movie like Star Wars can actually be real based on science. Yeah, I know. Maybe someday we'll even have lightsabers. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.